I know it's really early, I haven't seen many things yet, and other things could surprise me. But hot damn, best show of... You know what? No, I'm not actually going to say that, because every time I do, I feel like I'm jinxing myself, and there's a lot that can go wrong here. When I added Princess Principal to my list of anticipated anime for the season, I really had no idea just how much I would end up enjoying it. I thought it would just be like this cute specialty show with good music and visuals, just enough to keep me entertained, but so far, it's a lot more than just that. Princess Principal is a show set in some alternate steampunk Victorian London, starring a group of girls who spend their time during the day in a prim and proper school for young ladies, but by night, gallivant around as spies. Not the traditional dashing and charismatic James Bond type that could come in later, more so the cloak and dagger action-packed James Bond type, complete with cool cars, steampunk tech, and personable characters. The premise and the setting in this first episode have been masterful. I have this love for shows from the early 2000s, like Read or Die, both the OVA and the TV series, as well as noir, and even recently with last year's Joker game. The deception games that come into play are extremely exciting for me, even when we're just watching a character pull off a successful infiltration of a populated building like it was nothing, just so good. Not only that, but I also have a rather large soft spot for steampunk. I've just always been a fan of its aesthetic, and when it's used in anime, I generally have a good time. But like in Cabaneri, the aesthetic and the setting on its own will not be what keeps the show going. Characters are going to have to make a strong showing, and while our protagonist Anji does more than I would have expected as she starts off as emotionally cold and standoffish, the show quickly makes light of the fact that she's a compulsive liar. Comes with the territory of being a spy, I suppose, but it's enough of a character quirk that helps her distinguish herself from simply being called a Rei clone. We can hope that the rest of the cast gets their time to shine as well, you know, just besides the getaway driver, the dutiful mom, and the Goemon clone who cuts stuff while everybody else makes their getaway in a fast-moving vehicle. We do get some time with them, at least one scene per, to show us what these girls' specialties are, which is great. I can only hope that that will be expanded upon as we go, especially with one of the title characters. The show is called Princess Principal, however, the actual princess character got far too little spotlight, so little that we don't even know if she has a name besides Hime-sama. So her importance to the story and why the show is titled the way it is will probably become really important later on. What worries me, though, is just where the story might end up taking us. Yes, it has an extremely strong start, as far as I'm concerned, but when you take a gander at the people responsible for the script writing, you may forgive me for losing some of my optimism. Especially when the Cabaneri comparison comes sauntering back into the limelight, as the series comp was done by none other than Ichiro Okochi for both projects. The fact that he helped on the writing with Guilty Crown as well doesn't help all that much. Sure, he also has the script to Planetes to his name, which stops me from losing all hope, but I'm still going to continue with a healthy amount of pessimism, which I have boundless amounts of. Thus far, the series is visually stunning, barring some clashes with the character designs. It features some wonderful action and has some great potential with the amount of deception and intrigue inherent with the kind of story that they are trying to tell. That said, what we really have is just a story about cute girls in dangerous situations, and we've already been shown that the series does not shy away from violence. So with Yuki Kajira on the music, we could have a Madoka twist, upcoming in a few episodes. But we'll have to see. Personally, I'm hoping for more of the Scarlet Pimpernel vibe that I've been getting, but since I doubt many people know who that is, I think that's quite unlikely. As I alluded to, the show is a strong contender for Best of Season, which just sucks because it's behind the Anime Strike paywall, and I'm not too pleased about that personally. I'll still link to it down in the description, and watch it if you can. If you've seen the show, let me know what you think down in the comments, just no spoilers, please, and as usual, a very big thank you to all of my patrons who make these videos possible. Until next time, ladies, gentlemen, and others, stay frosty.